Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the second Quebec Family History video on YouTube, and this video is about our upcoming international conference at McGill University in Montreal on June 19th, 20th and 21st. We're very proud of this convention. We have the best group of speakers we've ever had, and to help me introduce the speakers and what they'll be talking about, on my left is Deborah Robertson, who's a professional librarian and will be a speaker herself at our convention. And to the right is Kelly O'Rourke, who's a longtime volunteer librarian at the Quebec Family History Society and currently in charge of the research that members send to us and non-members to answer their genealogical research queries.
I'm going to be talking about the British Immigration and Colonization Association. This was a Montreal-based immigration association that brought teenage boys from Britain to Canada, specifically Quebec and Ontario. These boys, because they were minors at the time, they were in the care of the association, and they are among those who are considered to be home children.
Hi, I'm Kelly O'Rourke. I'd like to talk about another session that we'll be having at the conference, and that is with Ed McGuire. He's the president of the Vermont French-Canadian Society, and he'll be talking at one of his sessions about the DNA testing, which is a great tool in genealogy. A lot of people don't know about it, and he will get involved and teach you exactly how it works. And he'll also be talking about the connection between the Vermont and the French Canadians here in Quebec. So please be with us.
Another session will be a talk given by Marilyn Gillespie. She's a professional photographer who's been working for 25 years doing portraits and working with families. She's recently started working on family photo books, which might be a biography or a storytelling about the family using photographs. She will be talking about scanning, archiving, and how to put together the story, how to get the text together for putting in a book and saving online or in a printed book.
Two fascinating presentations at our conference will be Lorraine Gosselin, who will be talking about how to use properly and most effectively the fantastic website of the Archives Nationales de Québec, or as we might say in English, the Quebec National Archives. There's millions of records available on that website, maps, directories, notarial records, so come to Lorraine's talk and see how to use the website properly. Another fascinating presentation will be by Denise Beaugrand-Champagne, who works for the Archives Nationales de Québec, and she'll be talking about coroner's records at the archives. If your ancestor fell down a coal mine, got hit by a moose, run over by a car, you don't want to kind of find out or if your ancestor was murdered. Come to the presentation and see how do you find coroner's records at the Quebec National Archives.
We have Leslie Anderson joining us, which is going to be great. She's a teacher and consultant with Ancestry.ca, and she's going to let us know what's new with Ancestry. A lot of us, we research our ancestors, we can't find what we're looking for, we give up, and we forget that we can go back because they're always updating the site. So she's going to help us with that, and she's also going to help us with researching our Irish ancestors. So if you have a name like mine, O'Rourke, and you're interested in finding your ancestors on Ancestry, she'll help you out with that.
Another talk, actually two talks, will be given by Glenn Wright. Glenn Wright is an author and a lecturer and an expert in military history. His first talk will be about finding your Canadians who were participating in the Great War. Of course, 1914 to 1919, which is particularly appropriate given that this is the 100th year anniversary of the outbreak of the First War, the Great War. The second talk will be about the British Army in Canada between 1758 and 1871, and he'll be talking about sources and strategies for finding those ancestors.
We also have Gary Schroeder joining us at the conference. He'll be explaining how you can research your ancestors here in Quebec using the Quebec records. He's been with the Quebec Family History Society for over 30 years. As well, he's also been a research consultant for some of the major genealogical programs on TV, namely Who Do You Think You Are? Also spoken at numerous genealogical conferences and on radio shows. So we welcome Gary, and it doesn't matter what level you are, whether you're a beginner or an expert, he'll help you out. Thanks.
Another presentation will be Ed Zaplatel, who will be talking about experiencing your ancestral village in Europe. In Europe, people come from small villages, so you want to find out as much about a small village as you can. And Edward is also the publisher of some of the major genealogical magazines in Canada, including Family Chronicle, Internet Genealogy, and a host of others. So interesting talk, come and see him. Joanne Gervais will also be talking. She'll be talking about self-publishing your family history, because at some point you're going to have a family history. No sense spending 100 years just doing research. At some point you want to publish it. She'll tell you how to do it. And she's going to have a unique presentation near the end of the conference where she's going to talk about a disease that three sisters carried from France to New France in 1648. If you want to find out what happened to them and what was the disease, come and see her presentation on Sunday, June 21st. On Sunday, Luc Lepine will be there. Luc Lepine is famous for having a fantastic sense of humor, and he'll be talking about dit names. What are dit names? Everybody has French-Canadian ancestors, knows about the dreaded dit names. So he's going to carefully explain what are the meaning of dit names, why some people had them and some people didn't. And he's also going to be talking about, he's one of the world's foremost expert on Canadian and Quebec militia records, and he'll be talking about the War of 1812 and how do you find your ancestors if they served in the War of 1812 in Canada, in Quebec.
Sounds like it's going to be a great conference.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So just think, the dates to remember are June 19th, June 20th, and 21st. Most of the events will take place at McGill University at the new residence hall, which is a fantastic conference site. Everything is close by. You won't be walking for miles and miles and miles. So come, enjoy the conference. It's a one-in-a-lifetime. Roots 2015, June 19th, 20th, and 21st at McGill University.
Put it on your calendar.